Hi guys, as my thumbnail said, the concept of Airbnb was started where individuals could get a chance to earn extra income while introduce visitors to their city or their neighborhood, which was great. And to an extent still is. I first used an Airbnb in 2017 and I was gung-ho, all in Airbnb. But based on my travels for the last 2 months, mm, I'm not so excited anymore. So let's. Hi, my name is Paula Simon, a believer who 25 plus years ago made a decision that changed my life, strengthened my faith, which led to a closer walk with God. On this channel, I encourage women to be more proactive in their lives and embrace changes one step at a time. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber or visitor, welcome also. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so YouTube will let you know when a new video is uploaded. Also, please share the video. It will be greatly appreciated. As I said in the introduction and on my thumbnail, I'm debating whether to Airbnb or not. Guys, as I said, I started using Airbnb in 2017. And since then, I have used it all over the world and even in the US. And it was great. I don't know when the change happened or it was always like that, but I didn't experience it before. To me, based on my experience in the last 2 months, it moved from individuals to a corporation owning these Airbnbs. They are management companies and not individuals. Let me start with Porto because Porto in Lisbon is the first place that I use the Airbnb. Okay, I researched the Airbnb, everything looks fine, and I went there. By just walking into the door, I sensed something off. Some of the pillows were just thrown all over. It looked like not no extra care was taken preparing the room or preparing the space. Then when I went to the bathroom, in the listing, they said there's a closet. Yes, there is a closet there that you're supposed to be able to hang your clothing. There's rail and there are hangers, but that closet is full of all the cleaning stuff, buckets and the mops. So even if I take the stuff out of there to put where I don't know, there's still strong smell of chemicals. As I went into the kitchen area, they said, oh, you have all these pots and pans and all of that. There wasn't that much. But anyway, it was enough for if you deciding to cook something while you're there on vacation. When I go to use the coffee cup, I check one, it was horrible. By the time I check, they had 4 there. 3 was definitely out. It's only a 4th one was looking a little iffy. That goes again is because it is not a personal place. It is just being managed. Then on the 3rd day, the stove top stopped working. When I called the owner, she said, oh, we haven't been over there in a while. Then it dawned on me that these are people who's managing these properties. They don't necessarily own it. I had to go through about 15 or 20 minutes I spent trying to show her how I attempted to make the stovetop work and it's not working. She said, oh, I will call you back in 30 minutes. That was about 6 o'clock in the evening. I got a text next day at 11:30. She's telling me someone is on his way over to fix the stovetop. She didn't ask if I was there. Apparently, my 30 minutes and her 30 minutes be two different math because she contacted me 11:30 next day. Even that place, they have a sign, no smoking. I woke up. I didn't realize there was such a big crease in the front door between the door and the floor. But I woke up maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning with a strong headache. When I realized is that the smell of marijuana was coming into this apartment. It's like if someone was not only smoking in the apartment, like they were smoking in the bed next to me. This smell was so strong. I got a headache. When I contacted her about it, she said, oh, we can stop people from smoking in their individual apartments. I said, okay, so well, then you guys need to do something about the door because there's a big gap. It's then I realized, I said, okay, let me start padding the doors with towels even if it's during the day, because I don't like the smell of marijuana, especially at nights. It's horrible. These things is not disclosed. And through the process, it then dawned on me is that we choose an Airbnb based on where we want to go, whether or not it's near to the beach, whatever we want to do, whether it's downtown or it's in a country area, all the good stuff. And then we go to the reviews a particular place might have had. We choose based on the reviews, based on the pictures, based on the cost, based on location. But there's something very faulty with that, especially the reviews. Guys, we know reviews is subjected to the individual. For myself, I might more likely write up a hotel if it is bad than if it is an Airbnb. So I will come away from the Airbnb and I might say it's okay, but I didn't go into details. Secondly, is that it's taste and preference. If you're someone from North America, especially in the USA, they have certain things that you might be accustomed to that will help make your vacation great. If it's someone who might come from a different country, some other part of Europe or some part of Asia, the size of a closet might not bother them. Even if they're there for 3 months with 10 children, the water pressure might not bother them based on how they grew up, whether or not they had running water in the house. These are things that are very important. And the most obvious one is whether it's a male review or a female review. We know for a fact they have things a woman might take note of, a man might not, or he just brush it off. We might more concerned about the only 3 forks there. He okay, get a fork to eat, there's it. So when we looking to choose a place and we looking at reviews, we have to take note where these reviews are coming from, whether it come from a male or whether it's female. All of that we have to take into consideration because everywhere that I stayed, and it was 3 places, 1 in Turkey and 2 in Lisbon, all 3 had great reviews, no problem, 5-star, blah, blah, blah. I didn't find it like that. With the one in Porto, you have to log in on some website in order to get into the building and all of that. There's extra work you giving the guests to make sure that Wi-Fi, to make sure that the link into this particular website, taking into consideration, they ask you where you're coming from, when is your flight. That mean a person is traveling. So when you reach that place, you have to figure all of that out. The second place in Lisbon that I went to is Estoril. That one was beautiful too. I think I put up videos of it. Everything was nice. That one was airy. They had good things in the kitchen. Everything was great until I choose to take a shower. He said that the bathroom was recently renovated, and it do look recently renovated. But there's a problem with the drainage in the shower stall. The water start backing up. Thankfully, guys, with the exception of my bathroom, and when I visited my daughter, her bathroom, any other bathroom I'm using, I always have on the slippers. Thank God I had the slippers. So as the water start, but I see this gooey stuff start coming out. I came out of the shower, dry my skin off. I didn't even get to take a shower. I just came out and I called him. He said, oh, it is backing up. Like if he didn't have this problem before. And I honestly thought it was a new problem. He came with a container of this gel. We know here in America, sometimes gels that you will throw down a sink if the water is slow running. He came in with this thing. He throw it down the stall. He run hot water. He told me it was good. About 2 hours after I went back to the shower, and there it is. It backing up. And then I realized it was the gel that was initially backing up. That means he had the problem before and he used the gel, but the gel is not working. Instead of getting a plumber to fix it, he just keep patching it. And based on what he said, I don't think that was his property also. I think he was managing it. In the review, no one mentioned of a backup stall. And if there's gel in that stall, that means they had the problem before, but no one did. Perhaps they didn't even take note that it was backing up. They were okay with it. That is something that even get me a little about the Airbnb. And one of the things that I find in all 3 of them, the one in Turkey and the 2 in Lisbon, they ask you to clean up the place. This is why I have a problem in. When you say clean up, exactly what do you mean? Cleaning up for me will be different cleaning up for you. I understand not to trash the place. I understand not to break things in the place. But when you charging a cleaning fees, I remember, guys, that regardless of how low the rate is per night, you still have the cleaning fees, you still have service fees. which then take the rate up. The lowest I paid for cleaning fees was $35, and the most I paid was $55. So you're asking me to pay cleaning fees, then you have part of your instructions that I must tidy the place. If then for me to get clear with you, I have to call you to find out what you meant, and then you could say one thing, and I think it meant something else, and it is not that. And guys, remember, when you leave an Airbnb, they give a report on you and you give a review on them. They could say you're untidy. Why? Because you didn't do this cleanup. Or what is this cleanup? So if you're asking me to pay cleaning fees, I should not be having to deal with trying to figure out what you meant by cleaning up. I know not to trash the place. I know that if I'm in a place for 3-4 days and garbage start accumulating, I will start finding somewhere to put the garbage out, because I won't have garbage in my home and I won't have garbage in somewhere that I'm dwelling in, even if it is your home. But when you said it's cleaning up, I don't know exactly what they mean. So I had to find out, was this clean? Oh, just dusting up. What's just dusting around? You're taking $35 or $55 from me. I don't want to just dust around. I would have stayed home and keep my money in my pocket if I want to just dust around, right? That is one of the things. When I went to Lisbon, I stayed at a hotel. Going to Turkey, I stayed in a hotel until the last 4 days in Antalya. Why I choose an Airbnb is because I wanted to get laundry done. And there's one of the things when you're traveling for a long time, you want to get laundry done. The hotel offer laundry service, but I'm not a big fan of this group washing, this community washing. I want to wash my own clothes. This is the reason why I choose an Airbnb. So in Antalya, the last 4 days of my visit, I stayed at an Airbnb. That one too, the pictures, everything was great. That lived up, it have everything, blah, blah, blah. Another thing I find with Airbnb, and this is not the owner's fault, it's management fault. They would ask a question, is there any stairs in the building? He answered no, which he was not lying. In fact, there's no stairs in the building. They have an elevator and a stairs. So when he said there's no stairs in the building, yes, there was. But you have an option of an elevator. What they didn't ask me if there's any stairs leading up to the building. In fact, he had to come and lead me into the place, because to get in, it is not so clear. The address take you one place. You have to walk around the corner to somewhere else, which was very nerve-wracking for me, because if the address say 1060, the car or whatever it is must stop at 1060. Not 1060 and around the corner is the place. Then I saw about 16 or 18 steps going up. These steps are made of concrete. So if you're lugging up any baggage and for any reason anything go wrong, you will hurt yourself seriously because it is concrete. But nothing was mentioned. I look at all his review. No one mentioned those stairs, and those stairs had to be there since the building was built. So again, I'm saying, when we read the review, we think one thing, but it is not that. If he had those stairs and he had a picture of the stairs leading up to the building, certainly I would not have chosen that place. But I was already there. That was the whole thing. That is what have me in what I want to do Airbnb anymore. Another thing too, if we look at it, if you're in an Airbnb and there's a problem, you have to get in contact with the owner and hope he or she or the management company getting back in contact with you quickly, as against the one that with the stove in Porto. If you have a problem with a room at a hotel, all you have to do is pick up the phone. You don't have to use your own phone. Pick up the phone and press the one button, and you're going to get in contact with the front desk. And if there's a problem, they're going to resolve it. Chances are, if there's something with the room, which I could remember when myself and Robin was in Texas, it was in 2019, there was a problem with the room. You know what they did? They get the porters that came up and helped us move everything on the luggage cart into the new room. If we were in an Airbnb, that would not have happened. We had to wait for them to come or send somebody there. Or if they don't have another property, we have to then contact Airbnb management for them to find somewhere else. You don't have that. If the room is not clean, you call downstairs and you get it clean. Everything have its pros and cons. But for me, as I'm now thinking about getting back on the road and traveling and things like that, I have to factor in my budget extra costs, because I don't think I want to be aggravated, honestly. I don't want to be aggravated with things that could be avoided or things if they had looked into, it would not be a problem. If something broke, if the lights went out, they don't control it. I understand that. Like how the stove stopped work, I understand the stove stopped working. What is irritating is the time she took to respond to me and the way she responded to me, telling me someone is on his way. I don't want to deal with a backup shower stall and you come in and pretending to fix it, but you know there's a problem. And you know that gel is not working, but you trying to just pacify me until I leave full. Whoever's the next sucker came in, they will have to deal with it. When I think about all of that, that is what have me a bit uh, with Airbnb. As I said, I was an advocate. In fact, I always have my Airbnb account. If I could get gift card, I keep adding money to it. Always have a balance in case if I go anywhere and I need somewhere for a short time and I can't get a hotel or a hotel is more expensive, I will use an Airbnb. Talking about the cost. In America here, I use an Airbnb once in Texas. Myself and a friend, we went out to TD Jake's Woman Thou Art Loose conference in Dallas, Texas, and we stayed at the Airbnb. I think, I not know for certain, but I think I had checked on hotels and the hotel rates were so high that the Airbnb, although it was costly, it was still a bit more cheaper than the hotels. When I look at Istanbul, the Sheraton there, at some times they had the rate is $68, say for instance like $72 per night. My Airbnb, when I calculated, it came up with the nightly rates and all the cleaning fees and service fees. It came up to $6 to $7. So it's $67, $72. When I look at that difference, taking into consideration, I didn't have to buy breakfast. I had free breakfast and I could have sat there for 2-3 hours and go back to the buffet 10,000 times if I wanted. Plus, they had reception in the evening. So if I have something during lunchtime, I could go downstairs and get something to eat. When I look at it, although food is cheap, in Turkey. On average was like 35 US dollars with the amount of food and variety I had. And if I had like drinking, I could get 2-3 glasses of wine with no problem, beer, whatever it is. When I look at it, it's like on a 35 US dollars I was saving every day. So even if the Airbnb rate was $15 a night less than the Sheraton, I still came out better because I didn't have to cook no food. I had a wide variety of food. And again, if there's any problem, I could have called somebody. And in fact, somebody was asking me, is there anything we could do for you more, Miss Simon? They have places where the Airbnb might work out better than a hotel. But for me, I'm a bit hesitant. I'm even watching on the reviews with a side eye. Because as I'm saying, no one mentioned the stairs. No one mentioned the chip stovetop in Porto. No one mentioned the backup of the water in the shower stall. It was never mentioned. All 3 places had great reviews. All 3 places had great pictures, especially the one in Porto. When you walk in, I don't know what day they get such a nice bright sunshine in. I was there, the sun was shining. It was never that bright. It had in the listing, it showed that it could accommodate about 25 persons. It was me alone. So I'm thinking this place would be nice and big and roomy. No way in hell could they put 25 people inside a room. Not even before COVID. But the listing is there. No one mentioned that the information was wrong. Again, we go with whatever reviews we have there, and it is not right. A hoteliers get reviews, yes. But remember, most times when someone reviews, say for instance, the Sheraton, you look at the review, they compare it with another Sheraton. They compare it with another hotel of a certain standard, or they went to that same brand in a different city. If you go into the hotels, you have an idea what to expect. You do not have it with the Airbnbs. But I stopped using Airbnbs completely. I think not, especially since they have some money for me, I need to use it up. Would I be spending extensive time in an Airbnb? I don't think so. Unless someone who's looking at this video, you find an Airbnb some part of the world and you just start sending me information. Oh, Paul, in case if you go to Rome, this Airbnb is good. They will come from like personal reference. But going on the website and looking at the reviews and basing my choice on those reviews, every one of those reviews, regardless of how much you go through fine detail. There's so much information that is missing, and it is proven based on my experience. I'm still giving Airbnb the side eye. As I said, I have money there, so I have to use it up. I have to figure out a way to use it up. Would I be putting extra money in my Airbnb account? I think not. I will stop that. But so I have to figure out ways to get more miles or more points in order to enjoy a hotel. Guys, if you have an Airbnb experience, good or bad, please share it. I would very much appreciate it. And who knows, sometimes your information will make me change my mind just a little bit, not much. So guys, here, there's so much other videos about my travels, especially my review about Porto. I did not include that irritation there. I just didn't feel like. You see, again, you don't ever get the full report. So guys, take care and have a blessed week. Talk with you later. Bye.